Yo, welcome back, guys. This is the Black Diamond Podcast, and we got a great episode for you guys today. Whether you're on the blue pill space or whether you're on the red pill space, this topic is going to be for you, and it's going to be all about the situational choice of do you choose making more money or getting the girl that you really want in your life, right? And whether you haven't been faced with this situation or not, I can guarantee you as a man, at some point in your life, you are going to be faced with something similar or something along these lines. So let's get into the topic. Enjoy the episode, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. I'm reading all my comments. So if you leave a comment, I'm going to reply back to you. So yeah, tap in. Let's get into the topic. Okay, so the main question is, do you choose making money or stop doing things that make money and get the girl that you want, right? And how the situation will kind of look for most people, for most men, is going to be you're in a situation where you're either busy or you're doing something that your girl disapproves of, which makes you money. And to be in a, so to speak, healthy relationship with this girl, she's going to want you to start sacrificing either your time at work or the things that you were doing to bring in the money. And it's kind of like the chicken or the egg scenario, like which one came first, the chicken or the egg come first? Because what the things you're doing right now that made you attractive to get the girl are the same things that she would want you to sacrifice to be in a relationship with her. So it's kind of like, do you sacrifice the things that you acquired over time to attract multiple women to get this one woman that you want? Or do you keep living your lifestyle and you give up on the girl that you want? And this is a multifaceted situation, but as we all know, the whole point of the manosphere, the red pill, is about self-improvement. And it's about passing on these lessons to the future generation and building a family. So, like I said, whether you're blue pill, whether you're red pill or not, the main point of this is to make sure that we're able to pass down the knowledge to the future generations and just become better men overall. Why is this topic important? And how are they correlated? Why is it that when you're making money, it requires time and it requires skill? But why does that also correlate to what your girl doesn't want when she wants to take you seriously? It all comes back to basically time and energy. And it can really get deep when it comes to how you get your money. So, for example, if you're a promoter, if you're somebody who has to be charismatic, you have to talk to a lot of women to do what you have to do to make money, then those are going to be things that your girl may not necessarily want you to continue doing when you're in a relationship with her, right? But it was the same skills, the same charisma, the same confidence that allows you to keep doing what you do now to make money that attracted her in the first place. So those things that you were doing are those same things she likes, but she only likes them when she wasn't trying to have some type of tie to you. Okay? So she liked them when you were single, but now that she's not trying to be single with you anymore, she wants to give those things up. So it comes back to, do you give those things up to be with her? And this is why I say it's a multifaceted situation. She could be the best girl that you're going to get, and you may be thinking, okay, well, I could give these things up and be with her and, have a really good life with her, but at the same time, I sacrifice on the money. Cool. If that's what you want to do, be my guest. But the one thing I'm sure of is that if you cannot provide the same lifestyle you introduced her to in the very beginning, and something along that changes, let's say you start making less money or you start losing those charismatic, funny, goofy skills that made her very interested in you in the first place, right? Because we all know that if you're not charismatic and you're not outgoing and you're not talking to women and that's what you were doing before, then you're going to lose that skill over time. You're going to become more comfortable in your relationship. You're not going to know how to talk to women. We see this all the time. Guys are in relationships for 2-3 years, and when they come out of that relationship, it's like they're starting brand new again. They have to learn how to be charismatic with them. They have to learn how to talk to women all over again. So if that's something that you were naturally good at before you met her, and while you met her, it's something that she was attracted to, just know that if you guys end, you're gonna have to rebuild that skill set all over again. Okay? So this is why I said it's a multifaceted situation, because this girl really might be worth it. She might be a 10, and she might really be worth it for you, in my opinion. And this is just me. I would say if you're a young man, 20s, 30s, 40s, and you're reaching a point where, you're trying to hit the financial stride in your life, no woman should come in the way of that, no matter what you're doing. All right. If this means you have to work 80-hour weeks, then you got to work 80-hour weeks. If this means you have to network, be social, and this means being social with different women, because women get you in different places and give you different opportunities that just networking with men would never get you. Okay? So, for example, just being around very beautiful women and just being in that type of environment will open you up to many different opportunities and networking opportunities, because guys love beautiful women. And when guys love beautiful women, they want to be connected to the person who is around those beautiful women. So if you're the type of guy and your job is to be around beautiful women, and your job is to make things entertaining, and that's your source of income for you, then you have to build that skill. No beautiful woman is going to be around guys who aren't charismatic, who aren't funny, who aren't offering some type of value. Okay? So keep that in mind. Beautiful women and money all go into building yourself up, and should be along your journey of your financial stride. And your financial stride just meaning when you're going to make the most money. Okay? Now, if your girl gives you an ultimatum, and this is essentially what this is, right? It's an ultimatum, whereas, if you want to be with me, you're going to have to sacrifice certain things. You're going to have to sacrifice your time, or you're going to have to sacrifice, your social skills to kind of be with this girl. And that's always going to be the wrong thing to do. Because when you do that, you're essentially putting the woman in the masculine position. You're putting her in frame of the relationship. She's now giving you an ultimatum and a choice that you'll essentially have to make. And this choice not only hurts you financially, but it could also hurt your social skills. And a lot of times, like this goes back to the whole 50-50 situation. And, who's the leader in the relationship? Should the man be the leader in the relationship? Who is the follower? Are the women the followers? You have to decide what type of dynamic you want. For me, and for most men in the red pill space, they want to be the leader in their relationship. They want to take the lead, and they want the woman to be their followers, which means that you dictate the rules in the relationship. And if she doesn't follow those rules in the relationship, then it is what it is. But you have to continue on your journey. The journey never stops. You're always going to have to continue doing what you were doing, because what you were doing is what made her attracted to you in the first place. The minute you stop doing that, and the minute you can't provide the lifestyle that you promised her in the very beginning, is when everything is going to change, okay? And they're going to tell you to give up these things. They're going to tell you to stop working as hard. They're going to tell you to start seeing them more. They're going to tell you they're going to want you to stop talking to girls. But all of that is not truly what she wants, because when you stop doing those things, there's a big chance that she might just dip out on you. So keep that in mind, that the things that made her attracted to you, even though she said she might not want them, if you're a leader and you say, well, this is what it is, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, and it's your decision, she needs to be okay with that. Now, in the long run, for example, let's say you're doing something risky. And let's say you're doing something where she wants to change, and it's something positive, but it's still an ultimatum at the end of the day, and it's how you make your money. Now, you could just cold turkey it and stop it off, but she has to be okay with you being in a financial pitfall for a certain time, because if you were doing something illegal, so to speak, to get your money, then it's like, okay, how are you going to compensate for that income? This is why I say it has to be your choice. Let's say you want to replace this with a 9 to 5. If that's something you want to do, you have to make the conscious choice of doing that. You have to think of the idea. You have to think of the plan on how you're going to make that change and how to avoid that financial pitfall, okay? But you can never come to the conclusion that my girl wants me to do this. I have to do it because if I don't do it, I'm going to lose my girl. You already lost her at that point, all right? Because you're putting her in that masculine frame. Now, for all my guys who are already in relationships, let's talk about how this would look, right? This could look something along the lines of your girl pressuring you to not take this job, which is going to require you to travel. Or it could look something similar to you following her lead in terms of moving somewhere or putting her in the position of a breadwinner in your relationship. Now, those are also going to be situations where you're sacrificing your opportunity of making money to put her desires ahead of yours. Okay? So this not only applies to guys who are single, but this applies to guys who are in relationships as well. All right? You have to constantly think about this, and it's going to show itself in different ways. Where are you going to sacrifice your lifestyle and what you like to do for a woman? All right? Essentially, the answer should be no. All right, unless it's a conscious choice that you want to make and that you have already thought of a plan of getting out of or replacing with another supplemental income, which, would benefit her desires to a certain degree. Okay. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't listen to your woman at all and, not consider her desires, but you should never be given the ultimatum of, if you're not doing this, then you can't be with me. All right? Because we don't negotiate with terrorists out here. All right? And that is a ultimatum, and we don't do that over here. If you're the leader in your relationship, you set the rules, you set the boundaries, and that's the way it should be. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for more content. We're going to be dropping a lot more content pretty soon. Lock in. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.